What's going on, y'all? Dana Polk Jr. Master Executive 8. We are going to try to destroy our own theology, right? So I'm always saying, yeah, if you hold it in your mind, it will manifest in your hands, right? But I'm going to be doing something from now on. I'm going to be trying to prove myself wrong. I mean, instead of me looking for things that validate my current belief system, let me see if I can destroy my belief system. So, now I already know the answer to this. Me internally, I already know. So I just a little confirmation, did a little research, and found out that I was correct. However, I don't know. I may still continue to do more. I got to prove myself wrong. Right? So, what are we talking about right now? We're talking about the law of attraction. Simply put, the law of attraction says that pretty much whatever you hold in your mind, you will have in your hands. If you think positive, you'll attract positive. If you think negative, you'll attract negative. You know, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. All that good stuff, right? But is it true? Now, I know it's true, because I've attracted things on both ends of the spectrum, positive and negative, intentionally. And I'm going to be, in the future, attracting bigger things, because it is really starting to become clear that the brain does not give a fuck what you tell it. Like, it doesn't care. It doesn't care. So we know what the law of attraction is, right? It's basically saying that following this cosmic law, whatever you focus on will grow. So instead of focusing on what you don't want, focus on what you do want. But, like, is it true? Is it really just a hypothesis? Is it provable? So it's all about quantum physics, is what they're telling us, right? So the explanations that we have to be based in some sort of proof, regardless of what we believe. So what we learned is that every thought creates a measurable electromagnetic wave that by others is perceivable. On the other end, people claim that other people respond to the vibration that we send out. So we're told that like attracts like. So that if you focus on what you want to manifest, then you'll get that. And if you focus on what you want to avoid, then you'll get that. Like Job said, the thing I feared the most has come upon me. But why has it come upon him? Is it the thinking so much? Or is it more the repetitive thinking? Because if you think a thought one time, I mean, perfect example, New Year's resolutions, right? Get the New Year's. How many people have made a resolution this year and kept it? right? Because what happens? You've got to repeat something over and over for it to become automatic, for it to become a habit, for it to become true, even if it's not when you start. So we're told that if we vibrate in a certain way with positive intention, then those things will be attracted to us. Let's cover the first elephant in the room. All right? Like does not attract like. Opposites attract. Like, you don't even really want somebody that's like you. Let's just take a relationship, for example. Do you really want somebody that's just like you? Like, really? Like, for instance, if you're a man, right? A masculine man, do you want a woman that's masculine like you? You're not going to hold in your mind, I want a woman that's just like me. No, you're not. You're going to want a woman that's actually the opposite. Like me, I can't have a woman that's like me. I need one thing from a woman. I need her to be a woman. I need her to be feminine. I need her to be soft, gentle. You know what I'm saying? I'm hard. You know what I mean? I'm tough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that she can't have those characteristics, but those are not the ones that's making me attracted to her. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Opposites attract. You know what I mean? Now, you got some funny shit going on nowadays. You know what I mean? They got this LGBTQRSTUV, how many ever letters is in it? You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. And I ain't judging it. I'm just saying it's just a lot of energy out here that even, you know what? Yo, I'll even say this, right? Even in that community, right? It's still opposites attracting. You got, even if you got two females, and I've seen this personally, even if you got two females, one is going to be more masculine than the other. One is going to be the man, one is going to be the woman. I mean, like I said, I'm not judging it. I'm just saying about the principle applies no matter where. You know what I mean? Like does not attract like. This is magnetism and polarity. If you take two magnets and you try to put the positive sides together, what's going to happen? If you try to put the positive and the negative sides together, what's going to happen? You will not be able to put that magnet together. That repel force is going to be so strong that those things cannot be together. This is why, as a man, if you allow your woman to be more masculine than you, you will repel her because she is not attracted to that. She's not attracted to a feminine man. All right? So, like I said, if you try to do this with a magnet and you try to match similar poles, they will repel each other. However, if you flip that magnet over and you have the opposites, man, them things gonna want to connect so much and so bad that they're just gonna do that. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with electricity. A like charge will repel a like charge, whereas though charges that are different will attract different charges, right? So our thoughts emit electromagnetic waves. They do this all day, every day. The beings around us respond to these waves. So, just to keep it simple, like does not attract like. So that kills that whole idea of the reason that you're attracting something is because of a positive image you're holding in your head. Or an image that you're holding in your head that is like that. Not to say that's not it, but this is not the reason that things manifest. Second thing, right? We got this thing called harmonic resonance. Harmonic resonance is basically when one object is vibrating at a frequency and another object is vibrating at a similar frequency. If you place these objects close together, the first object, which is vibrating, will retrain. This is interesting. Hear this out, right? Will retrain the other vibrations around it. One example of this, excuse me, y'all, is what's called a tuning fork. Right? Let me just real quick, just in case you don't know what a tuning fork is, let me just get a little definition up for you guys. I probably because I'm gonna make a book out of this, so I'll probably put a tuning fork picture in the book. But basically, a tuning fork is an acoustic resonator in the form of a two-pronged fork with prongs formed from a U-shaped bar of elastic metal. It resonates at a specific constant pitch when set vibrating by striking it against a surface or with an object, and it emits a pure musical tone once the high overtones fade out. So a tuning fork's pitch depends on the length and the mass of the two prongs, and they are traditional sources of standard pitch for tuning musical instruments. So basically, a tuning fork is something that tunes musical instruments, and if you put something at a similar vibration next to it, it will start to match that vibration, right? So if you strike something, excuse me, in a place next to a tuning fork or the same note, like I said, it'll vibrate at a similar frequency. The only thing is, right, we're not talking about tuning forks when it comes to us, right? Because when it comes to harmonic resonance, the other object that is trying to be affected by the vibration of the first one has to be at rest. And that's before it's exposed to the original object. that is what's going to make it free to adopt that other object's vibration. So now, if it's vibrating at a frequency that's identical, and it does not generate that connection, then the conflicting vibrations will be of equal or greater strength. Just simply meaning when there's not a conflict, then they will tune at the same time, right? The thing is, us, we don't meet any of those conditions, like, because we're not empty. We're not inanimate objects. Really, there's no such thing as an inanimate object, but we vibrate faster than objects that can't move on their own. So we're not, like, we have our own electromagnetic vibrations and waves. We're not structured to resonate at identical frequencies. In fact, we create a nonstop stream of very strong vibrations all day long, right? No two people have the same vibe. You have your own vibe. Everyone has their own vibe. That's why you can sense someone's vibe and you can tell them out from anyone else. Okay? So it's not about electromagnetic waves, and it's not about harmonic resonance. Let's see. We gotta understand. Let's use a dog, for example, right? How is a dog trained? Right? So we train a dog through conditioning. You know what I mean? We train a dog through things like we reward the dog for the actions that we teach it, right? So when you're teaching a dog, it is, you got to repeat. You got to continuously repeat these actions until the dog gets it. So is it the dog, attracting? Like, no, it's repetition, right? So it's repetition combined with the law of attraction that actually brings it about. So without belief, there's no action, and without action, there's no accomplishment. So what is it that's really fueling our beliefs? Frequency. Frequently repeated thoughts. Right? So if somebody tells you something over and over that something is false, now you know it's not false, but they just keep telling you, right? They just keep telling you something's false. And eventually you say, you know what? Hey, they might be right. And then you go to, you know what? They might be right. And then you actually admit it. I am false. You know what? They might be right. I am false. Let me actually go find the truth. So it's like, you can see that progression there. Right? So repetition is what's creating the belief. I mean, all thought condition. Think about it. What is brainwashing? What is going on right now in the world? If you turn on the news right now, what are you going to hear over and over and over and over and over to the point to where you believe it? You have no choice but to believe. The brain does not know the difference between real and fake. It does not care. If you repeat something to it, it's going to believe it. It's going to take action. It's going to accept it. I mean, now in the beginning, you might outright reject it, but you gotta keep hearing it. You know what I mean? So all cults use this. Everyone uses this. Shoot, I'd use this. My son still doesn't know how to tie a shoe. Right? He's 8 years old. Right? How is he gonna learn how to tie a shoe? Now he can sit there and believe. Hey Dave, I'm telling every morning, hey, believe you can tie your shoes. Cool. That's a great place to start. Because he does have to have belief in himself. However, he's not going to know he can tie that shoe until it's tied. Right? So it's really beliefs. It's really repetition that are solidifying this belief, right? And so what it is it is the repetition of your visualization of your goal. It's seeing your goal. It's feeling your goal. It's hearing yourself over and over and over tell yourself that this goal has already been finished. It is finished. My goals for 2021 are done. All I got to do is walk. All right? So this repetition is what really starts to bring us from a place of self-doubt, disbelief, negative habit patterns towards belief, towards what we want. And as we know, this is where we get back into the whole law of attraction thing, because now we know that we're more likely to act the more a belief has been played over and over and over and repeated to ourselves. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your belief is. Doesn't matter how big it is. You're gonna act on it if you keep frequently repeating it. Right? So you're going to start to like if you have been doing that repetition, right? You're going to start to you're just going to do things. You're going to start to do things differently. Like the more you keep doing this thing, you might start off with one thing, and then one thing will turn to two things. Next thing you know, you got this whole other life. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to people that you would normally avoid. You know what I'm saying? You questions that you normally wouldn't ask, you'll start asking. You know what I'm saying? Man, people I would normally ignore, I'm just gonna say I helped someone not too long ago who I didn't know. You dress a little better. Okay? You interact. You have more confidence. You carry yourself differently. I mean, so you stop caring too much about what other people think, right? And you start taking that energy and time and those hours and all of that stuff that you was putting everyone else, you start putting it into yourself. And then what happens is when these people do either come back into your life or meet you now, you're totally different. Totally different, right? So what happens during this repetition, right? People are going to start to treat you different, right? Because of the repetition that's been going on, you got a different wave, a different vibe being sent out that's attractive. And the people are responding because they sense your confidence. They sense your commitment. They sense your initiative, and your power and just your overall energy, and they want some of that. So everything that you do is going to add up to this. All right? So what needs to really happen besides, so what needs to happen in addition with the information from the law of attraction for something to actually work? Little actions over time are going to add up to big actions. So our changes in our behavior, the actions that we take on a consistent daily basis, they're going to, because you're frequently repeating something and emotionally charging it, you become closer to that goal. Closer. All right? So this is a walk, Each interaction is a baby step towards that image that you see. That image that you're holding, forget the image that you see, the image that you're holding in your head. And your initial conditioning happens from this repetition. All right? That is the belief, the action, that is the cycle of attainment. And that can be unstoppable because it's programmed into your unconscious. So you really don't need to go down into quantum physics. Like, really, it's all about one thing, and that is repetition. It's repetition. So, what do we need to do in addition to this law of attraction to really make sure that it's coming through? And we also see that repetition, repetition is what makes that thing work. All right? So repeatedly visualizing something like you already have it, that will condition you to believe that it's possible. And what's going to happen is, through repetition, that possibility is going to take root. And that root is going to start to grow into belief. And this belief will start to grow many branches and trees, and which are really just new neural pathways in your brain. When it talks about branches and trees and stuff like that in the Bible sometimes, or in these texts or whatever, it's talking about, if you go look up the neurons, if you go look up it looks the same. Your thoughts almost, or the electromagnetic systems, all of that, your thoughts almost look like little trees. All right, so it's the repetition that delivers those results. Like, yes, you got the image, but it's the repetition of the holding of the image, and then the action steps, of course. And those actions, they make you I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of lost my thought. But basically, the repetition is what's going to get you your results. Your repetition is what's going to inspire you, and the repetition is what's going to help build that belief, so that you can see that what you want is actually attainable. It's going to inspire you to take more action. And like I said, what's going to happen is, as you start to vibrate higher, people are going to become attracted to you. That's it. It's a very concrete thing. But from what I hear, if there is not an equal commitment to action, forget what I hear. What I'm doing is, if there is not an equal commitment to action, then nothing's going to work. All right? That's it, guys. This was just a short show. Just had to come on here and chat with y'all. But I'm getting ready to get out of here. Like I said, we got another show tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about making good decisions, and we're going to be talking about making good decisions and working hard to create stability for ourselves and others. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'll get with you guys later. Oh, and remember, repetition is your key to success, not just a quote or something. I don't know. Not just maintaining positive thoughts. Not just depending on that harmonic resonance. All right, guys. Dana Polk Jr., Master Executive 8. If you need help making any decisions, any major decisions, if you're trying to change your life for the better, email me, themasterexecutive8@gmail.com, and we'll get it together. I am an executive decision maker. I am a hard worker. I'm an executive decision maker. You know what? Now, I'll make that decision for you if you want, because I am an executive decision maker. But the first thing that I talked about when it comes to the decisions is you doing it, you making that decision yourself. The second thing that I talked about is working hard. How working hard is, after you've made that decision, maintaining that mindset of everything that you cut. Then it's being stable. Being stable has to do with the two prior steps. You've decided what you wanted. You made it up in your mind. You second part is you actually got it, and now yeah. It's all right, y'all. Out of here. Check y'all later.